It's 8:30 in the morning. It's the second day of December 2022. It's about 64 degrees and raining here at Site B. Steve the cat is trying to drink my coffee. And it's time to take a look at what's going on in the world of tabletop role-playing game that we might have missed. And thankfully, other than Wizards of the Coast, doesn't seem to be much of anything. So perhaps the other gaming companies are learning by example. All right, let's just see what Wizards of the Coast is doing, and then do the opposite. Okay? Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, so I guess we need to continue to address the latest round of playtest and the controversy over Wizards of the Coast's decision to remove the term race from ONeD&D, at least temporarily until they change their mind. But first, I'm drinking coffee. Support me, coffee. I will sell out. Caffeine, warmth, little coffee cat footprints all over my desk because somebody thought this was something to eat. All right, so here are the general responses after 24 hours to the announcement of Wizards of the Coast deciding to change the term race to species. We seem to have three basic responses to this. One is, I think this is a good idea. They should have done it a long time ago. But then that is usually followed by, but then half-elves and half-orcs don't make sense. And then this was also followed by, well, wait, if this is species, does that mean that there's, like, invasive species? And then that was followed by, well, you know what? Probably within 2 days of the final published thing being released, people are going to be offended by the term species. So it looks like it's heading towards the, well, that doesn't make sense, or people's going to be offended by it. But the 5e fan base, at least initially, was like, oh, this is a good idea. They should have done this a long time ago. Species makes way more sense than race. Does it really? I mean, we are referred to as the human race. But science refers to us as the Homo superior in my interior, but I'm Homo sapien too, the Homo sapiens species. I will leave that argument for far smarter people, but then we have the, okay, that's a good idea. They should have changed it a long time ago. That's one side. Then we have the, I don't care. I really do not care. I do not care. I'm probably not going to play this game. I seriously doubt I'm going to buy this game. I've lost total interest in Wizards of the Coast and whatever it is they're doing. I really don't care. And then we have the, this is a horrible idea. How dare you? God damn you, Wizards of the Coast. And then the response to that is, how god damn you be upset at Wizards of the Coast for changing it? You're racist. But the eventual result, I think, will be either, that doesn't really make sense because that's not how species work, and therefore we wouldn't have half-elves and half-orcs and stuff anymore, or half-dragons or half-tieflings. Or we could have a whole bunch of interspecies romances. Or it'll eventually just be that people do not care. If there is a target audience for 1E, which I'm not sure there even is. I mean, has anybody actually heard anybody say, I really cannot wait to play ONeD&D? Most of the responses I'm reading are, I kind of like this change, or I kind of really don't care about this change, or I think this change is dumb and it's not D&D anymore. But nobody is, as of yet, I haven't seen anybody say, I cannot wait to play this. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't seen anybody say that yet. I mean, even on the 5e boards that I'm on, it's generally either approval of the changes with sort of a, I approve of this, but the response is kind of, yeah, I think this is a good idea, but, I'm really excited they finally changed race to species, but then, I really don't care and never really used it anyways. I think they should have done it a long time ago, but But no, none of them are saying, I cannot wait to play ONeD&D. So that's, just, put all this nonsense aside and just go, who is the audience for this product? Is anybody actually going to buy it? And if you really think people are going to buy it, Wizards of the Coast, and jump ship from 5e to ONeD&D, then why are you releasing a whole bunch of 5e content in 2023? Wouldn't it make more sense not to release anything in 2023 and just focus on, miniatures and the board games and, the Dragonlance skirmish game and not make any splat books, maybe do a year-long adventure to, explain the changes between 5e and 1e or 1D&D like you did before. Because remember, like, the Avatar trilogy that explained the transition from Edition A to Edition B? They could do that. They could do a year-long adventure series that explains how the physics of the world have once again changed. But instead, they're releasing like 7 books that are totally pointless because they're going to be obsolete within 18 months of being released. Good on you, Wizards of the Coast. So, in closing, in regards to the race species nonsense, the general response from the pro fans are, this is a great idea, you should have done it a long time ago, but at the end of the day, I don't really care, because I'm just going to call them whatever I'm going to call them. Then you have the middle of the road fans like myself who are just like, I don't care anymore. I really just don't care. And then you have the, very, very strongly vocal fans who are either strongly for it and are attacking anybody who's strongly against it, or who are strongly against it and are attacking anybody who's strongly for it. But the final thought on this, when you whittle down everything else, is really, was this announcement necessary? We're going to change race to species. Well, you kind of already said that several times before that you were going to do that. You've been saying that since Tasha, and you kind of already started the ball rolling on that. You're following 3, 4, 5 other companies who have already beat you to it and done it in a better way. And you could have just changed it. You didn't have to make a big 40-minute long, I'm Jeremy Crawford, and here I am celebrating what I came up with on my own because I'm inclusive. I may also not actually be a real human being. I am Jeremy Crawford. We didn't need a 40-minute documentary from Jeremy Crawford telling us that you were switching race to species. Didn't even really need a 2-page long announcement telling us you were changing race to species. You could have just, bam, changed it. Nothing. Just, we're changing it. Bam, it's changed. Here's the playtest. Tell us what you think. If you like the fact that we're calling it species instead of race, put that down on the survey at the end of the month. If you don't like the fact we're calling it species instead of race, put that down on the survey at the end of the month. That's it. That's what you should have done. But by making it a thing and going out of your way to draw attention to it, all you've really done, Wizard, is make it a thing and gone out of your way to draw attention to it, and you have stirred a controversy pot that didn't need to be stirred. There was absolutely no reason to make this announcement. I know you made this announcement thinking it would be a good thing, or you did it because you know it would get you heat. I mean, you guys are getting MJF level heat now. Pro wrestling reference. But there really was no reason to. And if you were all you've done once again is an attempt to, reach out and go, look how good we are, is instead gone, look, pay attention to us. And most people are responding with a very negative, this was, God damn you. When really all you're getting more negative heat than you needed for something that didn't need to be said. You could have just said, blah, 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 blah. For this playtest, we're changing the term race to species. At the end of the month, when you do the survey, let us know what you think of that change. Do you agree with it or you disagree with it? That's it. Bam. That's all you needed to do. But you didn't. For whatever reasons, you didn't. Either because you really are as stupid as we think we are and don't realize the trouble you're causing, or you're actively trying to get that negative heat because, hey, clicks are still clicks and hate clicks are still clicks. I mean, MJF is the most hated person in professional wrestling, but look at all the attention he's getting, other than CM Punk. So maybe that was your thinking. I don't know. I leave that to people who are smarter than me. What we are going to do then is take a look at the cleric class changes, the species, races, whatever changes, and whatever bits and bobs of new rules they've made. So that'll be next. Other than that, there really, thankfully, isn't much going on in the tabletop role-playing game world as the rest of the industry sort of just spirals down to get ready for the holidays and, release their end-of-the-year big things. We've got the reviews of Dragonlance coming in, and as of yet, still have not heard any accusations of racism, sexism, or homophobia. Just generally, this is okay, it's not great, it wasn't what I expected, and it really reads sort of and they've done better jobs with the exact same content. And if you really want to know the lore of the world, it's available to you online. But the board game's pretty cool. So yeah, that seems to be the general response to Dragonlance. In other news, Call of Cthulhu is still the #1 selling role-playing game in the rest of the world, and Legos are not canon in D&D. And it looks like with the closing of the Hasbro Entertainment Division and looking for them to rebuild the Entertainment Division, it looks like that Dungeons & Dragons television show probably isn't going to be made, even though they've been working on it since the 90s in one form or another. But then again, it could be made because of the huge Netflix deal between Wizards of the Hasbro and Netflix. So if and when there ever is a Dungeons & Dragons TV show, it'll be on Netflix. Why do I always look lopsided? It's got to be the camera, right? All right, tune in next time when we take a look at the Cleric in all its new glory. Till then, I'm your guide to all the tabletop role-playing game news, weather, and general internet nonsense. And God, this Wizards of the Coast thing is getting exhausting. Support me. Buy my merch. It's links down below. And I've got a brand new merch that just went live yesterday on Big Geek Emporium, a 24-hour game jam production for the Team Primetime charity drive. I wrote an entire new Christmas-themed Munster zine in a 24-hour period, which means there might be a few spelling mistakes. So, yeah, but check it out. It's awesome. And link down below. Till next time, stay out of the rain, stay safe, and get off my land, Wizards of the Coast.